Basically, this is just after arriving in Hell's Kitchen. Now you can really see the age of the game when you look at the textures and everything. Oh, ammo. On these terminals you can read news and all kind of stuff. A little bit of money from the ATM machines.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Hey, you look like the vigilante type. What if I said I knew where you could load up on military hardware?
Where's that?
That's valuable information. You'll have to come up with some kind of payment. How about liquor?
I don't have any liquor.
The bar's to my left.
Well, let's steal some liquor. More space. What am I gonna throw in?
What can I get you?
You work here, you must know the area. Heard of anyone hiding a large generator?
Not exactly, but if it's anywhere, it's probably in the warehouse district.
Where's that?
A few blocks south. Not a bad walk, but the riot police have blocked the roads because of the NSF.
I'd like to check it out.
Well, you may be out of luck. Even though one of the old warehouses faces onto the park, I don't know how you get inside.
Sounds like a good place to start.
Something to drink. Everything in the bar, snacks too, just 10 credits.
No thanks.
I never figured out what kind of value the money actually has in the game.
You're talking about your wife, the Great Death.
That's
I don't know. If
What
I
do you
gave
have
it to
for
her,
it?
and it was cut.
You can have this bottle of liquor.
That one's warm. Get me something from the bartender.
Oh, come on. Screw you. Oh, so let's just drink everything. Get a real bottle of liquor.
The tap's out. Only bottles.
Beer, please.
There you go.
What do you have for me?
You can have this beer.
That'll do. His name's Smuggler. Real paranoid nut. Wires himself in with booby traps, but he knows things. There's stuff in the sewers that only Smuggler knows about.
Thanks. Maybe I'll pay him a visit.
Now I'll tell you something you can't hear from anybody but me.
What's that?
Area 51. You heard of it, right?
Actually, I'd rather hear whether you know anything about a warehouse with an illicit generator.
I worked out there. Most people think they got aliens from another planet, but I didn't see any flying saucers. You want to hear about it? I'll tell you. For the price of a beer.
Well, let's buy him another beer and listen to his story.
Beer, please.
There you go.
What do you have for me?
You can have this beer.
I appreciate it. Yep, I know for a fact it's not just for government research. I've seen all kinds of executives coming and going.
I'm sure plenty of bureaucrats fly out there.
Billionaires, big executives. I think the whole place has been taken over by a private corporation.
Not likely.
Something's going on underground. I'm a pilot, which means I didn't get any access to the main complex. But a lot of rock comes out of there. It's some kind of mine. But what I don't understand is why they're always laying more fiber optic cables.
A pilot? What do you fly?
Copters. You know what I think? I think that's where the UN moved Echelon 4 back when they promised they were going to stop spying on people.
Surveillance is a very distributed technology. To centralize it in one large facility would be very unusual, even for the UN.
I bet they did it. They want to centralize everything. Every computer on the planet.
So, there you have it. For just 2 beers, I'm gonna trash talk you all day. So I know this guy has something to tell us. So let's see.
Joe Green, Midnight Sun. Glad to know you. What can you tell me about what's going on out there?
Sorry, regulations prevent me from talking to the press.
Regulations, huh? So you are part of the crackdown.
Like I said, I have nothing to say.
Too stylish for the National Guard? Too athletic for NYPD? You must be from UNATCO.
I really can't be bothered right now.
What? That's it?
You would never forgive yourself if...
Yes? Just curious. I thought I heard you say Ambrosia.
My wife has the plague.
He already lost his daughter.
Sorry to hear that.
So do I trust some street punk called Jojo to get me pharmaceuticals? Trust him with my wife's life?
I thought Ambrosia was an urban legend.
Jojo probably just wants to sound like a player. I shouldn't get my hopes up.
I don't know what to say. You just have to do what you think is right.
Jojo is a pimp, so I'm not sure if the mission I was talking about earlier is actually in the game at the moment. You might need to do little things before the guy pops up and sits in the bar. But no problem.
Denton. Hey, it's Denton. You want these?
What?
Give him the grenades.
Look, I know he's your brother, but...
Your brother gave us these things. Look at this. Irritation to all exposed mucous membranes. What's that gonna do?
just tell Paul to give us bullets next time.
Here's one. Prolonged exposure can damage the bronchial pathways. Prolonged exposure? It's like giving them cigarettes or something.
Look, do you want these things?
Sure.
Sure. Hand him over.
Here you go, with my compliments. Good luck.
There is a battle going on just around the corner between SF and some other dudes. We could use the shotgun that we picked up earlier just to show you the uselessness of it. That was not cool.
Denton, hey,
You want what?
give him
Just...
Sure.
Sure.
So. Aiming time is quite excessive for a shotgun.
We've got them surrounded.
If you don't interfere, they will just kill themselves, and you just loot everything afterwards. That's the fastest way to get a decent amount of ammo in the game for this old rifle. Oh, they finished them
The
all off.
NSF were heading for the hotel, but we cut them off.
Yeah. Let's throw away all the trash that we really don't need. Charger, stealth pistol. Okay. Oh, I don't really like this kind of stuff too. Well. And then glitchy. So we have some space now. Okay.
All clear.
This is the hospital, basically. Not much medical care going on in there, so don't bother. But there is a quest later on, and the quest is, well,
What I'm telling you, girl.
it involves one guy in the
said I
bar,
didn't
which
have to make Janie
wasn't
do
there.
it.
Just
I already took the money. And when it's JoJo and it's something he wants, you gotta do it. You and me both, baby. We helpless.
We were just gonna hang out today.
I told you how they gonna play with me, this amateur, unprofessional bullshit.
Johnny.
If it's business, it's business. If it's us two hanging out, then we hang out. Right now, it's business.
I want out, Johnny. I didn't know it would get like this.
Put it this way. You in it. You want out is like a game. You get beat out.
let's teach this guy some manners.
What you want?
How much to take the lady off your hands for an hour?
200 up front and I'll hook you up.
Forget it.
We ain't talking about some rockhead Great Death hoochie. With me, it's always satisfaction guaranteed.
I'm not interested.
What you want?
You've got 10 seconds to beat it before I add you to the list of NSF casualties.
Easy, bro. Just having us a conversation.
5 seconds.
Girl's got a head full of marbles. I have to yell. But she don't hear me.
3,
She skitzes on me. It's my ass, man.
1.
All right. Go on. Jesus.
Wasn't there the option to kill him? Oh, now he's angry.
That's right, man. Step up.
Run. Oh my god. He got tased to death. Does he have the... No. Okay.
Thanks.
Sucks to get backed into a corner.
I was trying to find the back way into smugglers.
Smuggler?
Hey, you shouldn't have took down Johnny. Soon as Jojo finds out.
Who's this Jojo?
You can't touch Jojo. He doesn't go out, and there's only 2 ways to the warehouse.
Warehouse?
You think you can sneak into Osgood's at the park, but in the first place, it's locked.
Looks like the fighting in the park has died down.
And if you go underground, he's got laser tripwires, drone guns, military-type stuff, plus there are guards on the roof.
Tell you what, I'll handle Jojo. You stay out of the way until the NSF have pulled back.
I can take care of myself.
Yeah, we've seen how good you can do now. So, House of Pain, the Ultimate Gentleman's Club, 5th Street and Broadway. So, I'll show you some other things, by the way. These, some of these sewer ducts, you can open them up and take the way down to Smuggler.
We have the situation under control.
There are many ways to get around in Hell's Kitchen. So one of these levels that really shines in Deus Ex, because they show you perfectly fine how big and how much choices the game gives you. There's a couple of things that just don't really work out the way they probably planned it, because leaving those small data pads just on the floor is kind of weird for you. But then again, it's one way of telling the story.
Yes. Password?
Open up. I'm a federal agent.
But yeah, I mean, in System Shock, they probably didn't have much of a choice either, and they had to leave the email and the logs just on the ground. Oh, murder. Whoever it was. So yeah, I guess we'll pay a visit to Smuggler, and after we have done that, we'll just get back on the main mission. The warehouse itself is accessible from several ways. I mean, one of the ways is to get into this warehouse, which is Osgood and Sons. There are a couple problems when you take the way of not exploring things. A lot of times there is door locks that require you to have a code. But even if you don't have the code, you can usually break in through some window or a back door, and then use multi-tools to circumvent door pads where you'd usually require a code to get through. So let's take the way down to Smuggler.
I don't think we should hold back in a situation like this.
Where was the possible field? I think it was here. Let's help this guy.
Nothing. I checked his pockets.
What'd I do?
What the hell? Assholes.
Did you see that?
Yes,
It was uncalled for. You mug people great. You need the dough. But you show some respect.
What were they after?
Especially when it's your ally. They came to us. They wanted an underground base.
So those guys were NSF?
Yeah, the NSF gives guns to anybody who wants to fight. A lot of people just take the guns and do what they want.
So the terrorists are based in the subways? The sewers?
They need to move some kind of secret equipment. Our tunnels are like the crossroads.
Tell me how to find this base, and I bet I can get the NSF off your back.
Underworld. Just remember that word when you see Curly. He lets people in.
So this is another way to get through the door that we just tried the federal agent open up approach on. Oh, I suck at basketball. And the game sucks at physics, so. Well, it's still better than Human Revolution, where there is no way to get the ball inside the... yeah. In Human Revolution, you'll have to just make a huge stack of crates and then throw the ball in from above, because for some weird reason Jensen has no clue how to use a basketball.
Next manhole I see, I'm going underground, and I'm not coming up.
More bums.
Back off, man. What on, dude?
Okay. So let me show you. These are both closed. There's one here and one here. And one of them contains the entrance to Smuggler. And what you can do is you take a lamp, which are the grenades around here, and you throw the lamp just in the middle. What? There's nothing here? Just a prod charge? Well, never mind. But anyway, you can open up a lot of spots like these, where you have several doors that are locked. with just one grenade or one rocket, and you can save yourself a lot of rockets or explosives in the process, because explosives are really useful in the game for several reasons. And one of the reasons that I'm gonna use fairly soon is I'm gonna take out Anna Navarra in the plane situation with Lebedev. And what you do there is you attach grenades to the hallway where she's coming through, and whenever she trips, then she's gonna blow up. And I'm gonna do that because it's the last time you can kill her before you leave UNATCO, and you don't have to fight her in any way, so it's a big advantage for you. So I'm gonna upgrade some stuff here. I think I'm gonna upgrade a pistol, and I'm gonna upgrade, I'm not sure. That's a good question though. I mean, rather upgrade computer than anything else. These are the two skills that I mostly rely on: computer for hacking, and the pistol for my pistol, and for the crossbow, of course. And electronics and lockpicking is basically the two things that you want to get right after you upgrade those. I mean, advanced is okay, because with the weapon mods, the pistol is accurate enough. You don't have to aim anymore, especially with a scope. It's a killer weapon. I mean, you can one-shot most of the stuff in game with the pistol. And of course, computer is good because the higher you go, the more you can abuse the hacking, and that leads to certain things like hacking a turret and putting it to good use against your enemies and all that kind of stuff. And electronics and lockpicking just changes the amount of multi-tools or lockpicks that you need to use in order to open anything up. So let's get down to Smuggler.